Immigration's always been an issue that inflames passions.
The immigrants that are in this country, they're here to bless this country, to better this country, to love this country.
Unless you're one of the first Americans, a Native American, you came from someplace else. Somebody brought you.
Immigration makes America what it is. And if you've got any chance at making America great again, you need immigrants. And I'm here to tell you why, as a proud immigrant. In 1783, George Washington told newly arrived Irishmen that America is open to receive not only the opulent and respectable stranger, but the oppressed and persecuted of all nations and religions. Words that seem fairly detached from the America of today. With kids separated from their families, asylum seekers being held in masses at the border, and the current administration alienating those who seek a better life, the topic of immigration has become so polarized that many miss the crucial point at the heart of it all. A great article in Vox by Matthew Iglesias challenges a lot of the myths that fuel the anti-immigrant rhetoric you hear today. Now, one of the common misconceptions portrayed about immigrants is that their arrival takes jobs from US-born citizens. This has been debunked on countless different levels. An Economic Policy Institute study showed that in the long run, immigrants do not reduce native employment rates. In fact, another study found that earlier immigrants who have came here are the group that's most affected by immigration, because they are the people whose skill sets are most likely to put them in direct competition with new immigrants. Next up, immigration opponents will say, okay, so they aren't taking my jobs, but they're taking away from public resources that US citizens need. Such as when Trump said illegal immigrants are treated better than vets by the government. This is, of course, a lie. Unauthorized workers receive few, if any, public services. They are actually ineligible for social assistance programs. Yet they still contribute to the tax base. They often pay social security taxes without collecting benefits. And as for immigrants as a whole, the National Academies of Sciences, Engineering and Medicine concluded that over the course of a 75-year time horizon, the fiscal impacts of immigrants are generally positive at the federal level and generally negative at the state and local level, meaning immigrants pay more to the federal government in taxes than they receive in benefits. And now the skeptics will say, fine, they aren't taking our jobs or getting lots of government handouts, but they don't contribute anything to American society. Well, a study carried out at the University of Chicago's Booth School surveyed a panel of expert economists who have studied whether admitting immigrants to the United States would make the average US citizen better off or worse off, even if the arriving immigrants have a lower skill set in the workplace. 52% of the economists surveyed said immigrants would improve Americans' lives, while just 9% disagreed. The panel then agreed almost unanimously that highly skilled immigrants would be a good and even more overwhelming positive to American society. And from an economic standpoint, even the studies by the most immigration skeptical economists show that immigration raises the incomes of native-born Americans on average. And then the last and probably final argument you hear is, well, immigrants commit more crime.
This journey coming up, women are raped at levels that nobody's ever seen before. They don't want to mention that.
Another falsity. A study published by the Libertarian Cato Institute found that native-born residents were much more likely to be convicted of a crime than immigrants in the country legally or illegally. Another study carried out by the University of Massachusetts has shown on a year-by-year basis young immigrants are much less likely to be involved in criminal activity than young people born here. But again, there's always the final rebuttal. While areas with more undocumented immigrants have higher crime rates. Again, this is not true. The journal Criminology looked at population-level crime rates, asking the question, do places with higher percentages of undocumented immigrants have higher rates of crime? The answer, as the chart you see, proves a resounding no. Hell no. Immigrants are human beings, and like human beings, they have problems, just as non-immigrants do. They commit crimes, as do non-immigrants. They might leave the toilet seat up once in a while, as do non-immigrants. But non-immigrants are not scapegoated or held responsible en masse for the acts of individuals. As I said at the top, I'm an immigrant, but I'm white. And I've been told firsthand in this country that doesn't really make me an immigrant. I am not tarnished with the same broad brush that others are because they come south of the border or have black or brown skin. And that's not okay. And that's why I fight even harder on this issue to open people's eyes to the benefits of more immigration. If you truly want to make America great, you can't do it without immigrants. I'd love to hear what you have to think on this over on my Instagram at Francis M. Maxwell. You can support independent media here. Did you like this video? Then great. Never miss another breakdown video by hitting the subscribe button below and ring the bell to get notified whenever we publish a new video.